Welcome everyone to another episode of Karanko Codes. Today we're going to keep it real short and simple. There's just a few commands that you need to learn inside the terminal and get a basic understanding of what a terminal is. So I'm going to show you just a few commands that will help you in the next few videos. If you find value in this video and want to keep seeing more like this, then please do me a favor and click the subscribe button down below and the like button. That really helps the channel grow and it lets YouTube know that you enjoy our content. But most importantly, you will be notified of any upcoming releases. All right, so let's get into it. The first thing I want to mention is that I'm going to be recording on a PC. If you're on a Macintosh, then you can also follow along. If you just go into your Mac app, it's going to be called Terminal. You would just find that inside your applications folder, and it's going to look like that. So let's get started with the PC instructional. The first thing that I want you to do is open up PowerShell. If you just type in Windows PowerShell, this right here is going to be the application that we're going to be using in this example. There are a lot of applications that exist for command lines, but this right here is a command line application. The very first thing that I want you to notice is that it says that we are in the C users, and then in this case it has my name. This is going to be just your computer name, so in this instance it has mine. But what I want you to see is that that's the same thing as being right here. And I know this because if we go into our first command, ls, then these files that you see are the same files that you'll see inside your File Explorer application. So that leads us into our second command. Let's say you want to go into one of these folders, because typically you would click over here, and if you're inside of File Explorer, you would typically click on one of these to get into a folder. So if you wanted to go into the desktop, then you would do that with using the command cd, which stands for change directory, and then you type where you want to go. Keep in mind that I only am putting in desk. If you click tab, it's going to autocomplete the rest of the sentence. And the reason it does that is because there's nothing else that starts with desk. So it's going to automatically take me to desktop. Notice that this directory has desktop, documents, downloads, Dropbox for Ds. So if I were to just do cd with the letter D, it's going to automatically take me to desktop. If I were to keep pressing the tab, it's going to keep going through the next few options. But in this case, let's go into the desktop. And that's how you easily go into another directory. If you want to go up one level, so you want to go back to your users folder, in this case, Jose Carranco, then I'm going to do change directory, the cd command, and do .. That's telling me I want to go up one level. In this case, I'm saying that I want to go back to the Jose Carranco. All right. And then you press enter, and that'll get me back there. So let's say that we want to go into a few other files. All right. So let's go back into the desktop and see what files exist. I want to go into Karanko Codes. So I'm going to go into Karanko Codes, and notice that there's nothing that's coming up. So like if I were to go here into my desktop and then go into Karanko Codes, then notice that I have an empty folder. That's why nothing is appearing over here. But that gets you into your second command on getting into changing directories. So now I'm going to show you on how to copy a file. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, copy, and then I'll go to the Karanko Codes and paste. Now we can do that inside of our command line over here. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this, and we're going to go to the desktop, and I'm going to do an ls command. And we see it lives right here. So what I'm going to do is do the cp command for copy, and I'm going to go ahead and press empty. And I'm only going to press EMT and then press the tab. Now, what I'm doing is I'm saying I want to copy the empty file. Now, if I press space, I'm going to say where I want to copy it to. So I'm going to say I want to copy it into Karanko Codes. So now, if I were to press enter, then there's my file. And you saw that I was able to do that inside the command line and not inside of my File Explorer application. So let me go ahead and delete that. And that's our third command, is the cp command. So now we're going to show you the fourth command. Now the fourth command is going to be the move. So essentially what I'm going to do is, let's go ahead and delete this file, is I'm going to grab this file and I'm going to move it over into the Chronicle codes. And you see it's there and not over here. Okay, so let's move it back. There's my file right there. There's my file right here. Okay, so the move command is going to be mv. So it's very similar to the cp, except it doesn't duplicate the file. So let's first go into our desktop, and I'm going to do that using the change directory. And I'm going to go up one level. And then I'm going to do the ls command and see all the files that exist there. And there you'll see that I still have my empty file. And I'm going to go ahead and open up the Chronicle codes. So you'll see that it moves. And then I'm going to use the mv command. So I'm going to go ahead and press mv. I'm going to type in empty file, use tab to complete, and then I'm going to choose the Chronicle codes directory and to move it there, press enter, and there you go. You see that the file got moved into this folder, and if I go back to the desktop, that file does not exist there. And that's our fourth command. The fifth command that I want to show you is how to make a new folder. We're already in the desktop. So if we want to create a new one, that's going to be with the make directory command, and that's going to be mkdir. Then you say the name of the directory that you want to create. So in this case, I'm just going to say test directory. And now you'll see that here is my directory right here. Now the next command I want to show you is the clear button, because there's going to be some times whenever you're just going to have a lot of things, and I'm just putting in garbage inside the command line, but there's going to be sometimes whenever you have a lot of things inside of your terminal and you're not really going to be able to understand anything. So a way to get a nice, clear, fresh slate is to just use the clear command. And that's just going to get you back to where you first originally started, and that's going to empty out everything and just get you started with a fresh new slate. Finally, the last command that I want to show you is the exit command, because sometimes you don't want to go up here to click the exit. You just want to get out by clicking exit. Now, these are all the commands I want to go over in this video. And I wanted to separate this video from the next video because there's going to be a combination of git commands and terminal commands that we're going to be using in our next video. So if you have an understanding of these 7 commands, then that knowledge will really help you inside the next video. Now, these commands and these terms that we learned in this video will also be available in our GitHub repository. I'll leave a link inside the description. But if you were to go to Chronicle Codes and Git Basics, then you can also just go to navigating the command line. And here you'll have a list of all the terms with all the commands with quick examples of everything that we covered in this video. And that's really it for this video. So good job, keep up the hard work, and I'll see you in the next one.